Good morning, class. Let's begin with the next chapter of civics, that is chapter number 10, Law and Social Justice. So, children, do you recall the story of shirt that you studied in class 7th, in which we saw that how a shirt, a simple cotton plant, gets through so many different stages before it becomes the shirt that we wear? We saw that there is a chain of market that links the producer of the cotton to the buyer of the shirt in the supermarket. Buying and selling was taking place at every step in the chain. Many of the people directly or indirectly were involved in the production of the shirt. The small farmer producing cotton, the weavers of the erode or the workers in the garment factory, the exporting factory faced exploitation or an unfair situation in the market. So, markets everywhere tend to be exploitative of people, whether they are workers, whether they are consumers, or they are producers. Everybody is exploited in one or the other way. So, now to protect people from such exploitations, the government has made certain laws. These laws try to ensure that there are minimum to minimum unfair practices in the market. Let us take a common market situation where the law is very important. This is a situation of workers' wages, workers' salary. Private companies, contractors, business persons normally want to make as much as profit as they want, because we know that private companies, their main motive is just to earn profit. Now, in the urge of earning profit, they might deny their workers their rights and not pay them the proper salaries. For example, in the eyes of the law, it is illegal or wrong to deny worker for their salaries. Similarly, to ensure that workers are not underpaid, they are not paid less than the hard work they are doing, they should get proper wages, they should be paid fairly. There is a law on minimum wages. A worker has to be paid not less than the minimum wage by the employer. Government ने एक minimum wage law बनाया है which makes ensure that no worker is paid less than his ability. The minimum wages are revised upwards every few years. Now, as this law on minimum wages, which is meant to protect workers, there are also laws that protect the interest of producers and consumers in the market. These help to ensure that relations between these three parties, the worker, the consumer, and the producer, are governed in a manner that none of them is exploited in the market. बट मेयरली चिल्ड्रन मेकिंग लॉज इज़ नॉट इनफ. हमने पहले भी ये डिस्कशन की है कि ओनली मेकिंग लॉज विल डू नथिंग until and unless the government make sure that these rules, these laws are followed, implemented and abided by the people. So government, it has to ensure that these laws are implemented. This means that the law must be enforced. Enforcement becomes even more important when the law seeks to protect the weak from the strong. For example, to ensure that every worker get fair wages, the government has to regularly inspect the work sites and punish those who violate the law. तभी employers के mind में there will be you can say there will be a kind of dilemma कि what if the police come for check. अगर वो इंस्पेक्शन पर ही नहीं आएगी तो दी एम्प्लॉयर्स नो कि नो चेकिंग इज गोइंग टू हैपन, लॉज बन गए हैं बट नोबडी इज देयर टू चेक अस, सो इफ वी फॉलो और नॉट, दैट इज आवर पर्सपेक्टिव. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि जो गवर्नमेंट है दे enforce. Enforcement is much more important than making the laws. So when workers are poor or powerless, so the fear of losing future earnings often forces them to accept low wages. Now employers know this well and use their power to pay workers less than the fair wage. In such cases, it is very important that laws are enforced, क्योंकि जो poor people हैं, in the fear of losing their job, they will never oppose their master, and their master, with knowing the fact that they are poor, they are less powerful, he will keep on exploiting them. Now, through making, enforcing, and upholding these laws, the government can control the activities of individuals to ensure social justice in the country. Many of these laws have their basis in the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. For example, the right against exploitation says that no one can be forced to work for law wages or under any kind of foundation. Similarly, the Constitution also lays down that no child below the age of 14 years shall be employed to work in any factory or engaged in any hazardous employment. Now, how are these laws played out in practice? To what extent do they address the concern of social justice? All these questions are going to be answered in the chapter we'll be exploring more. So before I move further, here I have an incident to discuss with you all people. Many of you would have heard about the Bhopal gas tragedy. Those who have not, no need to worry, we'll discuss it now. What actually was Bhopal gas tragedy? So the world's worst industrial tragedy that took place in Bengal 2400 years ago. Union Carbide, an American company, had a factory in the city in which it produced pesticides. At midnight on 2nd of December 1984, methyl isoniate MIC, a highly poisonous gas, started leaking from this Union Carbide plant. फैक्ट्री थी एक अमेरिकन बंगाल में. 2nd of December 1984, suddenly from that factory, methyl isonate, which is a highly poisonous gas, no wonder from where it started leaking. Remembers Azia Sultan, a survivor. She was a survivor of that tragedy. She remembers, at about 12:30 a.m., I woke up to the sound of my baby coughing badly. In the half light, I saw that the room was filled with a white cloud. I heard people shouting, "Run away, run." Then I started coughing, with each breath seeming as if I was breathing in fire. My eyes were burning. Within 3 days, more than 8,000 people were dead and hundreds of thousands were maimed. Most of these exposed to the poison gas came from poor, working class families, of which nearly 50,000 people today too sick to work. Among those who survived developed severe respiratory disorders, eye problems, other disorders. Children developed peculiar abnormalities like the girl in the picture. Now the question is, was this disaster an accident? So definitely no. This disaster was not an accident. Union Carbide has deliberately, knowingly ignored the essential safety measures in order to cut the cost, to save money, to reduce the cost. Knowingly, deliberately, they have not followed the security measures. And much before the Bhopal disaster, there had been incidents of gas leak killing a worker and injuring several inside the factory. Despite the overwhelming incidents pointing to UC as responsible for the disaster, it completely refused to accept its responsibility. In the ensuring legal battle, the government represented the victims in a civil case against UC. It filed a $3 billion compensation case in 1985, but accepted a lowly $470 million in 1889. Survivors appealed against the settlement, but the Supreme Court ruled that the settlement amount would stand. UC stopped its operations but left behind tons of toxic chemicals. These have seeped into ground, contaminating water. Dow Chemicals, the company who now owns the plant, refuses to take the responsibility to clean up. अपनी फैक्ट्री बंद कर दी, but they never cleaned over the area, they never cleaned those toxic chemicals, और वो वहाँ पर toxic chemicals रहने की वजह से those chemicals have seeped down into the ground and they have contaminated the entire ground water. And even after 24 years also, people are still fighting for justice, for safe drinking water, for healthcare facilities, for the jobs of the people poisoned by UC. They also demand that Ederson, the UC chairman who faces criminal charges, be prosecuted. The people, they are still fighting for their rights. This entire tragedy just in the urge of earning maximum profit. They didn't even realize what they have done to so many people of the city.